La Danse Macabre. Pretty big topic. Welcome to the episode 5 of Patience, and this one is going to be cool. So La Danse Macabre is a piece from the French composer Camille Saint-Saëns, written in 1864, which is probably my favorite period in classical music between Romanticism and the modern era. It is a symphonic poem, which means an orchestral piece with one movement, and that illustrates a poem, a situation, a landscape, a story, or any non-musical source. Camille Saint-Saëns used an existing poem from Henri Casalis called Égalité Fraternité, and he used the words and the syllables to construct his main theme. The poem goes like Zigue zigue zag, la mort en cadence, frappant une tombe avec son talon, la mort à minuit joue un air de danse, zigue zigue zag sur son violon. And immediately you can hear a rhythm. Zigue zigue zag, la mort en cadence, taka taka ta, taka taka ta. The poem itself is apparently based on an old French superstition that I didn't really know about. It happens at midnight on Halloween, of course, where the death called forth the dead from their graves to dance for her while she plays her fiddle, represented in the original piece by a violin. So I've discovered this piece in my music studies, and I instantly loved it. Of course, it is really an amazing piece. So there's this guy in France called Jean-François Ziguel. He's a musicologist and does ton of stuff for French TV. For example, he has a show called La Boîte à Musique, basically music box, where he explain and give a lot of insights about a classical composer or a classical piece or a classical theme with guests, and sometimes on piano, sometimes with an orchestra. And he has another show called Les Clés de l'Orchestre, the keys of the orchestra basically, where he does the same thing but on stage and with a complete symphonic orchestra. It is priceless. On an episode dedicated to symphonic poems, he chose La Danse Macabre to, explain what was going on with the musician and the whole orchestra. Basically, for La Danse Macabre, we have two different themes. There is the skeleton theme and the human theme. The skeleton one is fast, syncopated, sometimes played on strings, sometimes played on xylophone, which is probably the one that is the closest from bones and skeleton thing. So here is how it sounds on guitar, just to give you an example. And the human theme is all the opposite. It's languid, sweet, slow, and passionate. Both of those melodies are used in this piece over and over again. And firstly, as a question-answer thing, and Camille Saint-Saëns chose to play with those themes, distributing the parts on different elements of the orchestra, as a master of orchestration he is.
D'abord, la mort, en frappant les tombes avec son talon, va réveiller tous les morts, les uns après les autres. C'est-à-dire que le thème va circuler petit à petit à tous les pupitres de l'orchestre. Et ça commence par les violoncelles et les altos. Maintenant, les seconds violons. Les premiers violons et les hautbois. Les trompettes. Les trombones.
And until finally the living meet the dead. And both themes are played together in a frenetic dance. Then at the end of the poem, when the rooster is announcing dawn, and it's the panic among the dead, and they have to quickly get back to the graves, and the living have to go away too, so leaving death alone and sad. In the original piece, the rooster is portrayed by an oboe. The string tremolo playing a dominant chord is illustrating the panic.
Panique chez les fantômes.
And then the solo violin of death is supported by a 4-part harmony with 4 horns. That's basically the story of La Danse Macabre. So really go listen to the original. I leave a link in the description. It is an amazing piece of art.
Quelques retardataires encore.
Now, in my version, the poem is not replaced with a solo violin. It is sung by me and Carla Fernandez, who is probably the main guest of this album. So sometimes we think in a theatrical, Disney way, and sometimes more lyrical, and sometimes spoken or whispered.
Et puis tout à coup, on quitte la ronde, on se pousse, on fuit, le coq a chanté.
Yes, ça c'était bien. Pour le coup, c'est plus théâtral, quoi.
Ouais. Ouais. La danseuse est nue, son danseur la serre amoureusement.
Ses yeux grands ouverts ne voient plus que son prince charmant.
Ne voit plus que son prince charmant. Ne voit plus que son prince charmant. Ne voit plus que son prince charmant.
C'est ça.
Ouais.
Also, I have used a ton of acoustic instruments on this one to give it a very special flavor, other than only orchestral or only mellow. And yeah, so 7-minute tracks. It took me about 5 or 6 months maybe, and there are pretty much a lot of tracks, about 230 tracks in total, because it has a lot of acoustic instruments. Like a lot of acoustic instruments. We have here a ukulele, a pretty cheap one. This is a acoustic African instrument I don't even know the name of. A mandolin, a classical neon guitar, and then a Martin folk guitar, and then another instrument I don't know the name, from Bulgaria, I think. Yeah. This is banjo, very out of tune banjo, a tres from Spain, and a oud from Syria. That's the same skeleton theme from the Danse Macabre, but with definitely more instruments. So I think I use pretty much everything I have here. I also love a lot this out of tune banjo here. And it sounds like this with all the rest. So of course here for this section the main attention is focused on the main lead. That is the very brutal approach. I mean, I put everything in there and hopefully it's gonna sound good, but I also like the next approach for the really ending seconds, the last few skeletons going back to their graves. The result is pretty Balkan-ish circus waltz thing, but with orchestral instrument and with a pretty strong prog metal bass. So it is definitely a very special track in this album that took me like forever. I think more than 150 hours on work just for this one. So I'm super happy with it right now, and yeah, just can't wait to share it with you guys. More on that on another video, and in the meantime, thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.